What's up, y'all? It's Shire from the Working Call, and today I'm coming at y'all with a vlog review of my experience with a slimmer me getting the VSG. If you are interested in getting VSG or weight loss surgery, then stay tuned to this video. Give me a thumbs up, like this video, subscribe to my channel, share with a friend, let everybody know. If you're a returning subscriber, hey. So let's get into it. So today I am currently like 12 days post-op, I think. I'm just making something up, but I think it's 12. But yeah, so today I'm like 11 days post-op from getting gastric sleeve at a slimmer me. So I just wanted to give y'all a review of my experience because, you know, I'm documenting the journey and just tell y'all how everything went. So my surgery was on April 8th, 2023. I left on April 7th. So my friend, Rada Mitch, went with me. So she flew in Thursday night, the 7th, and picked her up from the airport. I was still packing. I didn't take a lot of stuff, but stuff just ran in together to the last minute. So picked her up from the airport. I was still packing. She came. We slept for a couple hours. I barely got any sleep. And got up, had to go to the airport by 3 or 4. The flight left at 6. So we flew to Austin. We had a layover in Austin. And from Austin, we flew to San Diego. So once we got to San Diego, a slimmer me had already sent me the information the day before. The clinic and my coordinator had already sent me the information the day before, telling me my driver, their name, their phone number, all that kind of stuff. So I actually got a text right after I landed and said that my driver had changed. They gave me a new person's information. No big deal. I texted him and he was there. We probably waited outside like 15, maybe 20 minutes. We waited outside. So that was not a big deal. He came immediately. I had let him know, and I let the old person who was the driver, it was a woman, I let her know that I had contacted a new person. So I let both of them know, you know, just to be on the safe side, to make sure nothing, you know, happens or whatever. So they told us, oh, let me know what color you're at. And so I told them what color I was waiting at, which is how the airport works in San Diego. You have a color that you're waiting at for parking. And they were like, let me know what color you're at and we'll be there. So yeah, like I said, he was there 15 to 20 minutes. We waited outside. There was supposed to be other people, another person, but apparently like that person had canceled or missed the flight, whatever. So we did sit outside and wait a little bit for that person, like 15 minutes, and they never came. So it was just me and Rada Mitch, my friend, in the van with the driver. He was really cool. He drove us across the border to Mexico. It was exactly a 30-minute ride. Like, I timed it. And it was a little bit of traffic leaving the San Diego airport. It was a little bit of traffic, but it was exactly a 30-minute ride. Really short. Nothing spectacular, nothing fancy, just a real short ride. Excuse me. So we get to the border. I'm thinking like they finna search their car. They finna, I don't know what I was thinking they was finna do. Child, they ain't do none of that. They literally had him pull into like a diagonal parking spot. He pulled in there. They slapped the back door on the van, and then we just kept driving. They opened the back door, and it was nothing back there but our 2 duffel bags. I had a carry-on bag and a book bag, and she had a duffel bag and a book bag, and that was it. They slapped the back of the door, and we kept riding. We pulled up straight to the clinic, and Juan was outside to meet us. I don't know his position in the company, but he was there to meet us. You go in, we sat in the waiting area. They came out, got me, did the EKG. They, you know, settle everything with your payment. They give you a bag with your medicines. They tell you what you can and can't eat. You're supposed to be fasting that day. I had read this afterwards, but I didn't care at that point, that you was only supposed to have water that day. But I thought it was still clear liquid, so I was drinking sugar-free Gatorade that day, but it didn't affect nothing. I had to go do a pee test and a blood test, and yeah. It wasn't, I know people was talking about the bathroom was like so janky. The bathroom was like it hadn't got remodeled yet. But it was nothing wrong with it. It just hadn't got remodeled yet. It was like old. Like, it reminds you of something for like if you go to like a park, outdoor, like birthday party park or something like that. And you know how it's like a little shelter bathroom. It was like that, kind of like, it seemed like inside out. Like, I don't know how to really describe it. But it wasn't bad. It was just a regular bathroom. It was nothing fancy at all. It was just a plain basic bathroom. And so I didn't have no problem with it. I know a lot of people talk about the bathroom grossed them out. They felt disgusted. Like, I don't know, a porta potty is something I would feel disgusted by. But whatever, did the pee test, did the blood test. So then the driver took us back to the room, to the hotel, and you just check in. Everything's already paid for. They didn't make you put a card on hold or nothing. Like, I guess that's how they do it in Mexico. They didn't ask for nothing but my name and me and my friend passports. So we gave them that. They told us they have free breakfast at the hotel. Of course I couldn't eat it, but my friend was able to. So we put, you know, went to our room and we unpacked and just chilled for a little bit. And we was hungry, so we like, let's go eat. So we walked around. We saw this like Brazilian place. My friend wanted to eat at, but it was closed. So we went to this other place, down the street. I had broth. She had like a quesadilla plate. And yeah, it was like just good vibes. After that, we went back to the room, took the food back to the room, went to the mall. Walked to the mall, y'all. We was all in Tijuana in the streets. You hear me? In the streets with it. In the city. We was in the city. So it was in the city. Walk around in the mall. The mall was cool. I wanted some shoes, but they didn't have no shoes. I just wanted to have something from there, but I'll go back to Mexico another day. It was a lot of churro places. They had Starbucks. They had a lot of little stuff. It was a nice little mall, movie theater. We also went to the faja store. They got a lot of faja stores. So like if you get your body done and you need a good faja, I suggest probably Tijuana. I heard that, of course, other places got them like Colombia and DR, but they had a lot of faja stores, and they measure you and get you a custom one and all that over there. So did that. We went back to the room. I didn't even finish my broth, y'all. I had got a broth to go, and I had woke up at probably around 9 p.m. because I couldn't eat no more after midnight, and I woke up at like 9 p.m. and I was like, I'm gonna just drink the rest of this broth and go back to sleep so I won't be starving tomorrow. Child, I woke up, I drank a couple sips of that broth. Like in the hotel, I refrigerated, I didn't refrigerate it, I heated it up, whatever could fit in the bowls that they had in the hotel. But the container they gave me in the restaurant was like this big. The hotel bowl was like that big to heat it up in. So I was like, I'm not gonna stand up and heat this up again and stand up here and drink it. So I just left it. I didn't even drink it no more. Something that was weird to me was like, they was like, oh, you can't drink after midnight. And that's like, if you take blood pressure medicine in the morning, take a blood pressure with a small sip of water. But then they gave me a whole bottle of Gatorade, and they said drink this Gatorade at 6 o'clock in the morning. Like, I was so confused. Y'all said I can't eat after midnight, eat or drink after midnight, but at 6 o'clock in the morning I'm supposed to drink Gatorade. So whatever, they gave me my time. I got up, of course, drank my Gatorade. They gave me my time to be ready, which was 7:30. They was there ready to pick me up in a van. I get to the surgery center. They take you up to your room, your surgery room, and they tell you, you know, get undressed or whatever and wait right here. So I got undressed. They came in, hook you up to all the machines, the IVs, the oxygen machine, all that. So you were just waiting. They told me that the doctor was going to come in and talk to me, and I could ask him any questions, him and the anesthesiologist. So yeah. The bad thing is my period did come on that night before, so I was like a little cramping, but you know, it wasn't so bad because it was really the first full day, but I was feeling like a little bloated. The doctor did come eventually. I didn't talk to him that much, like have a long conversation with him. I was actually on the phone with my mom when he came in, so it was just like real quick, but I didn't really have that many questions for him anyway, and I had already previously talked to him on WhatsApp before I even booked the surgery. So they called my name. They came out there and got me. I waited for about a few hours. I thought I was going to be under surgery within like, you know, 3 hours of me arriving, but I actually didn't go back until like 11:30. I thought, like, no, it was almost 1, I think. I can't remember, y'all. No, it was probably like 11:30, yeah, because I got out of surgery, it was 1 something. So I went back for surgery. They had me lay down, did the surgery, bam. Wake up. I'm in the recovery room. I'm talking to them in Spanish. I'm like this. I'm doing this. This is like, give me a pen. So they gave me a pen. They had paper. And I was writing, me duele, me duele. And I was like, Tango said. And they was like, oh, she speaks Spanish. Because I was thirsty, y'all. I wanted something to drink. But they wasn't giving me nothing to drink. So after an hour, they gave me 2 ice cubes. Literally 2 ice cubes. Not a few. 2 little square ice cubes in a cup. That's what they gave me. So after that, everything was good. I was just chilling in the room. They told me to walk. That'll help with the gas pain, to walk out some of the gas. Y'all, I was laying in that bed. I walked a lot. I got up like 10 times. I walked. And I walked 2 to 3 laps each time I got up and walked. And I didn't see nobody else in the hallway. Only like once or twice did I see any of the other girls walking. I was like the main one walking. So boom, I'm laying in the bed and they come in there to check me and they like like that, like they seen something interesting, and I ain't think nothing of it. So eventually the doctor, this not my surgeon, a different doctor, he come in and then he says, he brings the other people in there with him and the other like nurses, and they all pull out their flashlights and they looking over here on my side where my drain was, and they say, oh wait, let me back up. Before this, after surgery, the surgeon came in my room and talked to me, Dr. Lopez, and he was asking me how was I doing. He told me everything went great. He said he was really happy with the way the liver and stuff looked, and he said I'm gonna lose a lot of weight because I already lost some beforehand. And I asked him which hole did he take my stomach out of, and he said the one right here in the middle is the one where he pulled the stomach out of. So that was it. I didn't really have no questions for him. I was sleepy still a little bit. So boom, later on they come in to talk about my drain was gone. It done retracted back into my body. So I'm like, what? I'm like, are you sure there was even one there? And it was like, yes, it was one there. So I'm like, okay. So I'm allergic to latex. So they use a different drain than what they would normally use. And they said it was much smaller. So that's probably why I slipped back in, because my stomach is so big and they didn't stitch it through. Because I guess the material that it's made out of, they can't stitch through that material like they would a normal drain. So long story short, they ended up telling me that if they couldn't get the drain out, they have to put me back under anesthesia and take the drain out. So I'm like, please take this drain out. Like, I don't want to go back under. And I really didn't have a real reason for wanting to go back under, except for I was thirsty, because they told me I couldn't drink nothing for 5 hours until 5 hours after. So at this point, it was approaching 5 hours, so it had to be really 6 hours. At 6 o'clock, they said I could drink something. So they're like, oh, well, we can't give you nothing right now, because if you got to go back under, you can't have nothing in you, like in your system. So I told them to just dig it out. So they had these little long tongs that look like the little Aries stands, like these 2 big circles, and they went like that. And they was trying to dig it out. It was a lady surgeon. And I'm like, girl, just cut it open. Just cut the skin open more and just dig your finger in. So she was kind of reluctant to do it. But I'm like, girl, just dig it out. Like, don't nobody got time for this. So she cut it open. I was like, you got some lidocaine? She said, yeah. She cut it open and she had her finger in my skin, y'all. Like, the best way I can describe it is if you have on something tight and somebody digging in their finger in your stuff like this. That's what it felt like. Her finger was in my stomach, digging for the drain. Literally digging. So they was just digging, honey, just digging. And they was digging for about 30 minutes. It was literally about 30 minutes. It was a while. They took a couple breaks, and they was like, well, if we can't find it, we're gonna have to call the surgeon back. So the surgeon gonna have to come back, and the anesthesiologist gonna have to come back, and they gonna have to take it out. So I'm like, just cut it open some more, like. So eventually she grabbed it. Like, it was so weird. It was like a weird sensation. Like, you can feel her finger on it and you can feel it slip. And I was like, it feels like if you press this way, it feels like if I go like this, like they could grab it out. But I guess it wasn't working. So they ended up getting it out, and she just pulled the whole drain out. She was like, we're not even going to leave it in you. Like, we're just going to pull the whole drain out. She was like, it's empty anyway. Like, the little baggie that the drain drains into, the little fluid baggie, she was like, it's empty. So not empty, but it haven't had no new blood, so you know you're not still draining out of that. So she was like, don't worry about it. They got the drain out, and for the rest of the night it wasn't bad. It wasn't too bad. I was just a little nauseous. I put on the heating pad because people was like, oh, bring a heating pad. Y'all, that heating pad made it way worse. Heating pad wasn't no better. The heating pad made it terrible. It felt like the bubbles, the gas bubbles was going up my back. Like, it was traveling up my back. Like, the heat pad, horrible, ghetto, 0 out of 10. I do not recommend. And then the nurse came in and was like, oh, you can't have the heat pad. I'm like, what? Then it was like my blood pressure was high, so I can't walk. And I'm like, I need to walk to get this gas out. That's like the doctor said, you can't walk till your blood pressure go down. So they was giving me stuff for my blood pressure, and I was starting to get annoyed. I was sleepy, so I had to went to sleep. I woke up, it was 4 o'clock in the morning, and I just stayed up from then. And I don't think I didn't take a shower at the hospital. I told them I wanted to take a shower. When I woke up at 4 something in the morning, I told her I wanted to get up and walk around. She let me walk a couple laps, and then I said I want to take a shower. And she told me I have to wait till I get to the recovery house. So, boom, this day 3. Okay, y'all, this is going to be the end of my part 1 for this vlog on my review of my gastric sleeve experience at a Slimmer Me. And to hear the rest of my story and learn about the rest of my experience, stay tuned for part 2.